Hello everyone, welcome back to Blood Brothers. I'm Kyle, I got Ryan. You know what we don't have? A living cleric beast.
Woo!
Nice.
We beat him in the last episode. Good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I gave a warning a couple episodes ago that I might be a quick edit because of a parcel. That's still in effect because we are streaming during the same day today.
Yes. Yeah, we took a
so you
nice,
are seeing
10-minute
backlog.
break.
All right, so we're gonna just get right into it then. We got a new spawn point, the Great Bridge.
Gonna go to the Great Bridge. Great Bridgin'.
That
Probably not gonna top that title.
We'll show off the Great Bridge. We'll show off the remains of the cleric beast's death. I'm pretty happy with how that went.
Yeah.
It's almost like when we stopped to say let's just focus completely on this, and we did.
We did a few cleric beast runs like that, and they still didn't go well.
I don't think we were completely focused.
I think maybe the upgraded stats might have helped a little bit. Ryan, what do you think?
I don't know. I think maybe having Molotovs and not wasting them also.
Yeah.
Hey, is there an item here? Oh no, I thought there was an item. It's just a thing. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anywhere past the cleric beast. If I remember correctly, there isn't. So this is just like a convenient spot to come here if you really want to.
Yes, if you don't have to like go through all the shenanigans or whatever.
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
Exactly, shenanigans. So now that we've killed the cleric beast, we can probably kill those dogs.
Yeah. And we don't have anything on the line this time. No souls or anything. So probably like a grind session to go get that item that fucks up Father Gascoigne before we take him on.
That's what I think I'm doing. I might just kill these dogs and see where that leads me, and I'm trying to remember. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
Why are you backing up? I'm right in front of you. Like.
It's because he was he's French, Ryan. He's taking a cue from your people. You're much more aggressive than the average French person. Ooh.
Now he's kiting. Are you taking the bird with you, bud?
Yeah. Hey Ryan.
I'll just kill him.
There's some really good patience there.
Or as Wessel would say, ooh.
Our boy Klaus Wessel.
Yeah.
I believe it's Vessel.
Wessel.
Yeah, dude, I've got German in my family now.
So that's why I was all confused there when he ran away.
No,
Hello.
Yeah. Alex's mother's side of her family is nice throw.
That's not
Ryan, the
stormtrooper. It's the
stormtrooper.
When you I don't think you realize the lock on is like automatic. Like you don't.
Yeah, I
actually
know.
Aim
I know. It was just a funny fucking thing where you were like, all right, let me just toss this into a wall.
Just hit him. Just hit him. Is this an auto kill?
Nope, almost.
Jesus Christ.
It'd be mean if it was an auto kill and it made you watch a long animation.
Yeah,
where you already know that you're
that's
dead.
what was frustrating me because I'm like, this is garbage.
You're not feeling these guys at all. Just gotta hit him like, okay, I was gonna say once, or you can shoot him twice.
Is he not dead?
Nope.
Oh,
yeah,
yes, he is. Okay. He riposted but like died at the same time, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
Blood vial. Okay, we've killed them. They're dead. Go us.
That is true.
Progress. I wanted to kill those guys because I wanted to come exploring without having the fear of
getting murdered.
Because I'm trying to remember. Because I'm trying to remember exactly where to get the thing, the wood thing, or the music box. And I could not specifically remember.
Is that a one-time use in that fight, or is it like?
Pretty much, yeah. Otherwise, it's just like a.
If you use it and then lose the fight, do you get it back?
Huh? If you use it and then lose. Oh yeah. You keep it. It's an item. You can continue to use it. It just isn't effective against anything other than him during that one. Like it's like an item that you use, and whenever you use it, you play a music. Like you go ding ding ding, and it doesn't like explain itself. I remember googling it way back when I first played, and that's when I discovered. Oh, okay, that's what this is.
Okay.
Nope, I didn't want to go down that ladder. I wanted to go up this ladder.
Okay.
For a sec. Okay, yeah, no, this is just over here. So yes, I did want to go down that ladder.
So you did want to go down that ladder, Ryan. The game knew.
This is going to.
It was trying to tell you.
Yes. It's gonna take
me to our friend the pig?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll be careful with it because nobody else would know this, but the lost episodes, or episode, because it was one, where Ryan
died on the pig.
Died? Yeah, it was the pig.
It was indeed. I've never spawned here before. Weird.
Spawned here? Like...
Or so I've never, like, come at this place from this direction.
Oh, from this direction. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're loaded up on blood vials, though.
I wasn't trying to be an overly critical dick. I was genuinely confused.
No, I was correcting. It's okay.
Yep. Sometimes I worry I come across a little pretentious.
Indeed.
Sometimes I'm doing it on purpose, but in that case, there wasn't like, oh, actually, I'm gonna correct you. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Bye bye.
Oh, bye. Does he die for that? No.
I don't think he climbs though. So.
No.
Nope. Is he gonna kill the rats?
I mean, if he kills shit for you, that would be convenient. Would you get the souls for it?
Pepper, go upstairs. I need you to watch for the parcel. The dog. Go upstairs. Yeah. Go. Go. No. Go. Just got lunch, Pepper. No more.
Yeah. Oh, so you wanted something that's like semi-interesting, and I don't know if it's going to be the same in Alberta, but we did find out recently. I don't think we've talked about it. The
weed stuff, yeah, it'll definitely be different, way different in Alberta.
Yeah. Do you know what they're doing here?
Yeah, they're doing the same thing they do for alcohol, right?
It's not just the same thing for alcohol. It's being run by NB Liquor, which is like the one place that's allowed to.
The same thing as in Ontario and all that other stuff. They do the same thing. I'm not a fan of that, obviously. I think that's bad stuff.
I should state for the record, for those who don't know, because Canadian law, obviously things are a little bit different. But in general, the further out east you go, there is a little bit more regulation, a little bit more government. Obviously, as we are a little more liberal.
That's an inaccurate statement.
Do you think so? I was talking about in general.
More regulation. The regulation is not the right word. Like, do you think that we're not regulated?
No, you're right. I can't think of a better word, but
there's more socialism. That's the right word. The more east you go, the more the government feels it itself, without anybody else, should have control over certain industries. Generally, industries that involve alcohol, cigarettes, etc. They want to not just regulate, but run them.
Yeah, okay, that's what I meant when I said regulation.
That's socialism. That's what that is. Government-run things as much. I'm not trying to say that in a negative context. I'm just saying that's what socialism means. It means government-run entities. Whereas in Alberta, we're regulated the exact same rules as you guys, but all the vendors are private because we believe that the people who've worked in those industries their whole lives are the ones who know how to run those industries, which is an accurate statement as far as I'm concerned. So government doesn't become qualified to do things just because they say they are. That's not how that works. But that
in general, the more liberal, the liberal side of things tend to call for more government intervention in policy, whereas conservatives tend to look for less government in policy.
Yeah, but this isn't really a policy issue. So
well, like sort of.
Not really, because our policies are the same. What you guys are allowed to do, and we're like the only
but it's who's allowed to do it.
Like it's not like people here don't face the same type of punishments that your liquor board faces if they were to serve to minors or any other rules. All those rules.
No, it's just who.
The only difference is who's selling the alcohol. That's it.
Yeah.
Who's selling the weed? Who owns the shop?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the ages are the same. Isn't it 19 there as well?
It's 18.
Oh, okay. It's also 18 in Quebec, but I thought it's pretty much 19 everywhere else.
And it's 18 in Manitoba, and Manitoba announced that they're going to be like us. We haven't announced it yet, but we're going to, especially right now.
I think we all expected Alberta to be in your...
yeah, well, I mean, we have an NDP government, but like they're looking for votes right now, so they will 100% be in favor of.
Yeah. Well, also it kind of makes sense, like to keep things. I think that whether you make the argument for how things should be with alcohol, having recreational marijuana be regulated similarly to alcohol is probably fine. You would make the argument that ours is like stupid that goes to the government, but having them be consistent with one another is a positive thing. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So just to get to get the clear thing out because if we have viewers who are from the States or anything else, basically in Canada, or sorry, not in Canada, in New Brunswick, if you want to buy liquor, like for personal purchase, not like, oh, I'm in a restaurant and I'm buying a beer, or I'm in a bar, you can only go to a specific store that is government run. Like NB Liquor is the only place you can buy that, except for some very specific wines you can buy in grocery stores now, but that's like a relatively new thing, and it's only between certain hours. The same thing will be happening with marijuana here. It's going to be regulated by NB Liquor as well. Whereas in in Alberta, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but basically you guys have all the same regulations, but private sale is allowed. You can go to a convenience store and buy a beer.
Not a convenience store, no.
No? Okay.
You're not allowed to just sell alcohol anywhere. It's not like Carte Blanche. We have the same regulations.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that it was just where you could buy it. Like,
yeah, but you
can't buy it in a convenience store. Yeah,
As
yeah,
opposed
you still
to
need a
the
liquor
government
license.
just like where you are, it's not. If you want to be if you want to sell alcohol, I mean, what do you do? Not you go look and see if there's job applications at the government. That's silly. Whereas like here, if you wanted to why do you think craft brewery is really big here? Because a lot of the craft brewers start their own breweries, and then they just need to themselves walk to the private retailers and say, hey, I want to sell my beer here. All the government regulates is what the liquor sale people are like, what has to get tested, food and health regulations, all the extra alcohol regulations, etc.
And we are obviously only speaking about for personal
people to do checkups and make sure things are running smoothly and things like that, right? It's not that the government still doesn't have people running things. It's just it's kind of less. It's less government. It's less government jobs.
Yeah, but let's say you want to go out and buy a beer.
Taking the
where
money
can
the
you
government
go?
would normally be investing and putting it into that specific industry's economy, right? That's more what we're doing.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just about consequences, and I feel that's why, or sorry, not consequences, or like it's about hypotheticals. Like it's about what ifs. It's like one of the reasons that I'm not a big fan of the government running a liquor store or the government running in any business industry is because if they were to be doing something, I'm not even going to say illegal because it's not. If they were to be doing
there's nobody who watches the watchers.
There's nobody who watches them.
Who watches the watchers?
If the government was to somehow, or let's say the alcohol industry, let's say Coors Light, you sell Coors Light.
Hang on,
right?
real quick, Ryan. Can you find a place to be safe? I need to pause for a second.
Yeah, I'll just go quickly kill this dude who's standing right here, and then we will.
Yeah. Just.
Okay. We should be good where I'm standing. So.
Okay. Yeah. And we're back. Sorry, everybody. I had to step out for a second.
We were secretly there the whole time.
Well, you were there, but that's my.
Well, I did kill an enemy, so.
Okay, Ryan killed a thing off screen.
No,
sorry, everybody.
Did you just pause this recording?
No, but I cut that out in post. I wrote in a timer, so this episode started at 1 hour and 41 minutes and 1 second.
If you go forward 2 seconds after that, you'll see we killed the enemy. So really, you could keep it in because I whispered the whole time. Anyway, all right.
I don't know about that.
Now we're gonna grab this. Woo! Woo!
Does that stuff give you better armor and shit too?
I think so.
Nice.
We might have new gear. Let's see.
Nice.
So Black Hood is damage reduction 20. Oh yeah, it's a
50.
Look at the blues. It has a little bit less poison resistance, but the other one didn't.
Oh no, and it's 3 less for all those benefits.
I'm a little more resistant to fire, to blood echoes, to thrust.
Literally everything else except for arcane and bolt is the same.
Yeah, so we're gonna definitely put that hunter hat on.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put that. Yeah, so it's the same thing. All this stuff is way better. And then we're gonna put that hunter gloves on. And then we're gonna put the hunter trousers on. Yeah. And now we're gonna take a look at our new guy. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Hello. Oh, you can't see.
Oh shit!
Although you can see that his garb is really narrowly pointed like a gun because that's his big nose. The handkerchief is being stretched. It's like, what are you doing? Why is your nose so big?
That's cool that they designed it like that though. It's not just sticking out.
I am your Joker. Okay, I'm not gonna fall down there because that's death. But I'm pretty sure that's all them guys. That's where we want to go. That's where the
music box. Yeah. So real quick, just to go back to the thing, because I want to make sure I'm not misunderstanding. I understand that the regulations are the same, and I believe those are decided on a federal level. But the difference is who is allowed to sell alcohol is like the big thing, right?
Like here, it's not like it's not the difference is anyone is allowed to sell it here, provided you apply to sell it.
Yeah.
Apply to sell it, and some businesses, if it's deemed you're not allowed to sell alcohol at this, that's the thing. They review it on a case-by-case basis. You make an application to the government, which it works the same way in the United States too, by the way. You make an application to the government to want to sell booze, then they approve or deny it, and if they approve it, you can sell booze. And if they approve it, like in a bar set, you have to verify if you're going to be selling open booze or closed booze. You know what I mean?
Right. Because obviously, when we say, you can only buy it in one store in New Brunswick, you can buy it in bars. My restaurant sells alcohol. We have a liquor license for that.
Yes. But so they run it the same way as restaurants. They basically say, if you want to run a liquor store, why should we stop you? That if you have some good ideas about what type of liquor to stock or kind of being more specialty, that's the thing. None of that, it just hurts the industry. I just don't understand why government needs to, for certain things I get it, like healthcare and education, I get it at that point, because it's these have to be delivered to everyone at a specific standard. But things like alcohol and weed, or weed legalization, to me those are just there are people who are into this stuff already. Just let them do what they want. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that obviously not the actual selling of weed, but of paraphernalia, I don't think that's really going to change, because let's be honest, if you were into weed when it was still illegal, you would just go to a smoke shop and can I buy this vape for tobacco? It's definitely going to be for tobacco. Those shops are still going to be, those shops are probably going to still be doing fine. Nice landing.
Yeah.
Oh, some cold blood, do you?
Yeah, those are to gain a large amount of blood echo. Shit, we could do another level.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, we'll finish the grind and just cash this in at the end, yeah.
It's just a weird situation to me. It's weirdly
sure.
Done, but that's the other thing too.
But I do like that it's consistent with alcohol, with what they're doing with marijuana. I think that's a good thing.
And the provinces are allowed to do it whichever way they want, which, I mean, that's the right decision at the end of the day, even if I disagree with the way other provinces do things, and I think that we
elected people to make that decision or whatever, right? So
yeah. Well, sort of. I mean, that's kind of, some of that was more federal decisions, and Alberta was one of the only places that pushed back, and Alberta was one of the only places that actually had the leverage to push back. Back in the day, if you guys, Newfoundland's a perfect example of this, but lots of places would be way more not the way they are. They wouldn't be nearly as prone to government need, because it was that back then, because they couldn't make it on their own. They just couldn't. It was the truth. The government was giving them things that they didn't have, whereas here that wasn't the case. We had industry here, so it was you're now negotiating with your people based on what we want, which is actually how government works, right? That's the thing. People do. I'm not trying to say government's bad or manipulative, but they can sometimes take advantage.
I mean, I think in a utopian society, everything where there's no corruption in your government, then there's nothing wrong with it. But obviously, the problem with too much power in the hands of a government is who watches the watchers, right? Same idea with actually. With what they tried it, with the whole thing with the Avengers, right? Where they're okay, you guys, if we give you all this free reign and you guys decide to start being dicks, there's no accountability here. Now, admittedly, it was the government who was trying to hold them to an accountability, but with this metaphor, you sub out the government for the people.
I actually sided with the ability to give the Avengers free reign, but that's only because I felt like the Avengers were the only ones. Well, that's consistent with your other belief. Some of them were the only ones who actually understood the perspective of where we actually are, which is we are in in that series specifically. It's the world doesn't realize that it's over. They've lost. They are not cosmic faring beasts. Oh, I think the parcel might be here, so I'm gonna quickly.
Okay.
Oh, whoa!
Quickly die. No, you lived. Okay.
And I didn't want to even be up here.
It's perfect. But yeah, we can take another quick pause if the parcel's here.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly go upstairs and check. So I'll be right back.
I'll just keep talking to the lovelies while we're at it. Yeah. So Ryan tends to be somebody who's a little bit more in favor of less government. Having grown up in Alberta, while he is still fairly forward-thinking, there are still definitely certain parts of his upbringing that have shaped who he is as a person that we disagree on, but in what I perceive to be an interesting way. That's one of the things that kind of fascinates me with my friendship with Ryan, is that we agree on a lot, but the things that we disagree on, we really disagree on. But that's kind of what makes things interesting, because people who just tend to agree on everything, you don't really learn anything that way, right? If you just sit like in an echo chamber of people who just think all the same shit as you're not really, brought to challenge your beliefs or to grow as a person. Whereas if you disagree with somebody on something, like you can have that conversation and you learn something about it, you're either right or, and then, cool, you got to be right. Or you learn something about it, or you can find where that disagreement comes from. Which I find to be a relatively interesting thing, and that's something I really enjoy, having these arguments with people when they come up. It is a style that will get you into a little bit of trouble with people, because some people get offended when you want to argue with them about shit, but I don't really care about what most people think. If a stupid person gets upset because I challenge them on their stupid thing, then that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. This is something I run into a lot at work with some of my coworkers or with some guests. More frequently with my coworkers because I'm less likely to get in trouble with it, right? Like if somebody says something really stupid that I disagree with, and then I follow the logical conclusion of their statement, and they're like, "Well, I never said that."
Nothing's here.
Nothing's here? Come on, Ryan.
No.
What the fuck is this? The fuck is this? Wasting my fucking time.
That's the other thing. I'm lost. I was trying to go back up and get out, but I don't remember how to do that. That's what I was trying to do. So yeah, no. I was regarding the Marvel thing. I was just quickly saying that that human beings don't recognize in that universe yet, and I feel like part of that's the heroes trying to protect them from that information. That it's like, you're irrelevant. We could all die in a moment's notice. We've been beaten. Like, can I just like?
But I was saying I don't think you necessarily have to try to justify that, because your opinion in this case is actually very consistent with your view on government, right? You think that you should let the Avengers do as they please?
No,
without government restriction. That's
normally
consistent with your other belief.
Normally, I wouldn't think that. I'd think that there should be some type of oversight or regulation. It's not that I necessarily think that people should be allowed to do what they please. I think in that specific instance, yes, but that's only because the Avengers are operating on a higher tier than the government is, and the government does.
I see. Okay,
that.
So
they don't want to tell the government, "Hey, we actually need to tell them." It's like one of those.
Hang on, let me see if I understand.
The world is all bullshit and it's all fake. Would you actually tell everyone? Probably not, but they would want you to. Right, but that's the thing. You wouldn't, because it would just create panic and problems.
I was under the impression,
whole government and system, and the whole reason we have oversight is designed so that we're always aware of everything. But we really actually don't want that in some cases, because if something's so bad or so extreme, we want the illusion that we still have control, but we don't.
Sure. So let me just rephrase your argument to see if
in that universe they don't. But
let me rephrase your argument to see if I understand it. Tell me if this is basically what you're saying, or if any part of this is something you disagree with. So I was under the opinion that you were being consistent, where you were calling for less government oversight in both cases, one in alcohol, one in overseeing the Avengers. But you're saying that you're contradicting yourself in that, in this analogy, the Avengers are the government, and the government in the Avengers universe is like the people.
They are, because the government are the people in charge who know the most. That's
right. Okay. So
about the situation the society is in, and sadly, the government in the Marvel universe knows fuck all.
So they're like the everyman in the real world.
I feel like Nick Fury's just been collecting information secretly by himself, which is generally what Nick Fury does.
Okay, so I agree with you. In a vacuum, you are being inconsistent, but the situation is different. You would also be of a similar opinion, where if the government had government super weapon programs and we were being attacked by aliens, you'd be like, "You guys fucking handle this shit." Like if this happened in the real world, like if the Stargate program.
But at the same time, as a member of collective society, I'd also be offended that I didn't know about it.
The same way that the government gets offended that Cap doesn't want to go.
Like that's the thing. Okay. Like the thing is, society sucks. It's a problem as much as it's a curse and it's a blessing and a curse. It is. Like
there are pros and cons to it.
Twitter's a perfect example of that.
You hate Twitter, but I love it, man. Twitter's a good time.
I'm not. I never said I hate Twitter. It's not just because of the negatives. I'm just saying it's a perfect example of that pros and cons thing, where look at the mob mentality that exists on the internet. A perfect example. It can be used for good or bad. By good or bad people in both instances. Like, it's one of those things where exactly, and it's a shady tool, and that's just society at large. People in large gatherings don't know better. We can't do much. You'll never fix that because information just doesn't work.
Well, not only that, but the dumbest people tend to have the loudest voices as well. But sometimes you just sometimes you get to read these really great tweets. Like there's this one from a guy named Patrick Klepek that says, "I did a literal spit take with my coffee."
I always do this with these guys. I don't want to. I don't like fighting. These guys fight. Like in the grand scheme of things, I recognize that my mind is telling me that it shouldn't. Anyway, I want to fight them in seconds. I want to fight them in seconds, not a minute. And I don't need to, but I want. It's not the longer it takes. It's not really a minute. It's probably like 20 seconds. But I just want to get it over with those guys. I hate fighting them. They're annoying.
Yeah.
And now those dogs are back. Not that it matters, but I'm trying to look for the box, but we were headed the wrong direction anyway. So.
Okay. But yeah, just to kind of give the pros and cons of Twitter, right? Like I can go onto Twitter right now and see that there's an article for ranking on the core Super Mario games, and that's like a really good thing. But if you look at a negative, like some moron replied, "What a great list! 3D Mario is overrated. It always has been. The core of what made Mario games great was how tightly it controlled. 3D Mario is exactly the opposite. Nintendo gets away with janky games due to charm, character, and good design ideas. Super Mario 3 is one though." Like, following this great post, I have to read like a tweet like that. Like, come on.
That was weird.
Yeah. The joke, for those of you who don't know, is that
I'm not talking about the tweet. I'm talking about the game.
I know you are. The joke, for those of you who don't know, is the secondary tweet was actually a tweet from Ryan. And it was in fact not actually a janky tweet.
I don't know why you were saying I said Twitter was bad, because I didn't. But yeah.
Well, no, you said it to me before that you don't. You thought Twitter.
There are parts of it I don't like. Yeah, there's lots of parts of it I don't like. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, for the record, I did not actually think
you objectively stated that this ranking of Super Mario games is considered useful or good, when I don't think that's a objective statement at all. So.
Wait,
I think that
I didn't say it was objective. I said I consider a ranking system bad.
No, you said you could go to Twitter to find this article, and then you were referencing that as a good thing. I mean, that's a good thing to you, and some people would consider that the biggest waste of time of everything.
Oh, sure.
Especially in a world where people are hungry and all, like, while we're ranking video games, like.
Yeah. See, that was all set up for the joke.
I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying that, you know.
All that was like the setup for that joke, where it was actually just Ryan's tweet the whole time. But.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I said it was objectively a good thing though with that article. I think it's great. I love my boy Scoops.
I like Scoops. Scoops is a good person.
Yeah. Did you see when he made like a second Twitter account that was like definitely not Patrick, and it was like had like the exact. No. I think he called himself the Woke Gamer, and it was the same profile picture as the Scoops one, but he had sunglasses and he was tweeting edgy shit. And then every time Austin called it out on it, the actual Patrick's Twitter account was like, "Why don't you give this guy a chance?"
Ah, I can hit you through the wall too, Glitchy. He's gonna kill me through the wall. This is bullshit.
Just shoot him.
I did just shoot him several times.
Yeah. You really pressed the attack on that one.
Yeah. But yes, anyway, the long and short of it, Alberta will probably be doing the same thing it always does with weed, I imagine.
Yeah, I would have guessed that as well. Do you know what the minimum age is? I didn't actually look at it at all because I'm 26, so I don't care. But now I'm like, not that I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I didn't have to worry about like, am I going to be old enough for this? Like, yeah, I can rent a car. I can probably buy some marijuana when the time comes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like that's the thing. When you set the age limit too high, like some places are advocating for 21. I mean, that's no different than alcohol. Now it just means that, like,
kids are gonna get it from weird people.
Yeah, or they'll just get it from the store. I mean, come on, not everyone cards. It's never been the case. There's some people no place I've ever been to cards every single customer. No place I've ever been to does not every.
No, and it would be ridiculous too. Like this old, like fucking like 80-year-old man. And you're like, I need to see your ID, sir. Like,
yeah,
you fucking
but some people will card the 80-year-old person, and they'll say we card everyone. I'm like, I guarantee you, I could watch you work your whole shift. You'll forget to do it once. It's so easy. It's just a fucking counter. You're just working a till, and someone asks to buy something.
I would say it's easy if it's like if you're doing a bunch of different things and it's like occasionally alcohol, right? Like when I was working at Shoppers and we were supposed to check ID for.
Oh my god!
Holy shit! Sorry,
I backed away and I was moving. That's the dodge not working effectively.
You also got like super cornered there.
Huh? Yeah, but how many attacks in a row does he do? Like 13?
Like 11? Yeah.
Like, fuck. I was like, okay, he hit me, and then I was like, am I gonna... Yeah. Like, I was just mashing the hit button because I'm like, well, eventually I'll outstrike him because I started after he did. Nope. He's just allowed to sit there and wave for the whole time.
Yeah, it was like a UFC match.
I wish I had stamina to do that. I don't think...
And then Herb Dean decided to come in and call it.
I love how he starts here and then spawns like oh, this AI doesn't make any sense. Now what are you doing? Do you know what you're doing, big guy? Oh, now you're gonna stop. Oh my god. Sometimes like don't get me wrong. Oh, now he runs. What? Why were you kiting? Oh my god. Look at this. This is one of the reasons I love these games because this is what creates different stories. Like for each player, is that like you could have problems with an enemy that another player has no problems with just based on how the AI decides to behave. You know, like that's just goofy and silly, but it's not always balanced. I'll say that much. See, and I always just dodge. I just default dodge now with these guys because I don't think I'm going to get the riposte off. See, like there.
Because that time you thought you were and then you didn't, yeah.
Yeah, every time I do it, I don't get it. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just back away. Which is like, why am I even bothering shooting them then?
Yeah, you could just go for like a couple, like, you wait those out, then hit them a couple times, and then... Yeah, just like do that a bunch of times, and then you'll eventually get them. You're out of bullets, by the way, just in case you...
We're trying to get to the
music box
so that we can keep going. I don't know where the music box is, that's the thing, right? So I'm trying to get... I'm pretty sure it's where the boar is, because that's the only place I haven't been.
Yeah. Good job on those blood bullets.
Yeah. Killing enemies in the neighborhood.
Yeah. This is a nice place to live.
Yeah, it's a nice house for a wheelchair guy here.
Yeah.
You know, eating good in the neighborhood, that's what Applebee's is.
Yeah. What a strange place.
A novel idea.
No, like Applebee's as a place. It's like, oh, this is like redneck fancy. Like it's not really fancy, but rednecks would think it's fancy.
It's not fancy.
I know.
It's a diner. It's a dressed up diner.
I mean, I would say it's like a tier above that, but
nah, it's a dressed up diner.
Applebee's is basically a Swiss chalet.
Yeah, dressed up diners.
Ooh,
the food quality is the same as a diner. I legitimately
would,
like I don't eat at diners. Like those road stop, I hate them. They're no good. Dude, if I just wanted to have Jimbo Bill's cooking, I'd go to Jimbo Bill's house for fuck's sakes. And turns out Jimbo Bill's not a chef. He's just some random dude who goes to fucking university or is 40 in midlife crisis. I don't need.
We actually do have a few chefs working in our kitchen, but they're mostly immigrants who are still like their degrees don't count or whatever. Like I want to say at least one, if not I believe two of the Filipinos in our kitchens are like legit chefs, and there's a guy from Nepal I believe as well, but a lot of I don't know if it's if you guys do similar things out there, but we bring in specifically Filipinos a lot. We'll bring people from the Philippines who like are brought in on contract through specific businesses, and that like in order to like get into the country. And a lot of people do that because like minimum wage here is enough to like feed the entire family back home. And then like eventually you can get citizenship and stuff too, right? Like a lot of them are working towards that.
Filipinos. I'm aware of how things usually.
I wasn't sure because this was something I didn't learn about until I
remember for like 4 years.
Yeah, I worked. But we didn't do it in fast food. Like when I was working in it, I didn't work with any Filipinos until I got to the restaurant.
Oh really? Yeah, no, that was a big thing over here.
When I was at DQ, we didn't have any.
That makes sense. DQs don't normally have. I think they do now, but back then they didn't.
Yeah, 2010 to 2013 is when I was there.
And this is horrible. The magnet for old dude who hires a bunch of 14-year-old girls. clear
Yep,
that's
you're not wrong.
That's always been the case. And it's like he'd walk in and be like, okay, the old dude who runs this place is obviously a creepy guy, because like, there's not a single dude here, and it's like always like we walked into a Dairy Queen once in Alberta where I swear to God every girl behind the counter was blonde with blue eyes. There's like 7 of them, and you're just like, okay, no, this isn't
a coincidence.
Like, this isn't a coincidence. You don't get there by accident.
They're trying to build up the Aryan master race.
And it's just like there's a little bit of sexism going on here.
Yeah,
like,
maybe a bit.
You're not more likely to sell Dairy Queen just because there's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed lady behind. Maybe you are. I don't know. I guess I don't know the stats on that.
No,
but
once you've already gone in, though, right? Like if it's like, oh, we're gonna have these people like as our like models or whatever, maybe. But like, have you ever walked into a business and then looked at the person and been like
the owner wants something to look at while he's there? That's what that screams like to me.
Like, have you ever because it's obviously not gonna sell more. Like, have you ever walked into a business and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get food here, and then you're like, no, the person at the counter's not attractive enough. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Like, what the fuck?
Like, yes.
Wait, really?
I've walked in there, not myself with that intention, but like I've walked in there with people. But the thing is, to like carry this to what I'm basically.
Hang on, just make sure. I want to make sure we're on the same page. You're not talking about this person looks gross. Are you like? I'm just talking about this person's ugly.
No, like I was clarifying. You weren't letting me, so just hold on.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, but when I'm trying to talk while play at the same time, and you're trying to get something complicated out of me, so yeah, that's why it's frustrating. Anyway, what I was trying to say there was that like there are people who do that. But the people who do that go to Hooters. Like, I've been with people who, that's the experience. You're going to a place that doesn't have as good of food, but you're going there. I know the people who are going there to look at eye candy. I'm not that type of guy, as you probably know, but I've been with people who are. Like, there's a bar called the Tilted Kilt where all the waitresses were basically treated like models. I think I've talked to you about it before.
I think so.
I haven't gone to it in a while, but it was when I used to work at the Bay. And the waitresses would they were legally allowed to get fired if they didn't listen to the boss to tell them to increase their cup size or like go to the gym. Like, and the reason that this was is because they were hired as models, not bartenders.
As models, yeah, you can totally.
You're allowed to legally hire someone as a model and then criticize their appearance. And like, it's just one of those things where we're in a restaurant where like it's skeevy, but like that's the restaurants like Hooters and the Tilted Kilt are of that ilk. Those are the places where you know you're going to get a crowd who's coming in intentionally to look at a bunch of, you know, attractive women or younger women, right? And it's like Dairy Queen, not so much. Like that's a fast food institution. Like that's not like a Hooters.
Right, but you like there's a perception there before you go in. Like, this is what I'm getting out of this experience. Have you ever walked into the Tilted Kilt with people and then the person there's not quite hot enough and they're like, oh, let's go somewhere else? Like, has that ever happened?
I mean,
or
no.
Okay.
But I mean, like, that's not the case. Like, that's the thing. That's not the case. Like with those places. Like,
no, I mean most of the time they will.
Those places don't hire unattractive people. Like, if you're overweight, you're not going to get a job there at all. Like, that's just how those places work. Places like the Kilt, places like the Kilt is out of business now, but places like the Kilt and Hooters is the staple one of that. Hooters is the
well, it's the
and it always has been that way. You're not going to find every woman who works at Hooters has a bigger boobs than most women you've seen. That's just Hooters. That's why it's called Hooters.
Yeah, do you know if they named, like, if people started calling breasts Hooters because of the restaurant, or if it was the other way around?
I don't know, man. Hooters is a staple before my time. Like, it was one of those things where growing up, like, I don't even think I've ever been to a Hooters. We don't have them here in Canada, or at least not where I live.
Yeah, I haven't either. My dad tried to take me once when I was, like, 11, and I was, like, not comfortable with the idea at all. Because I was, like, 11, and I was not there yet.
But like, you're not going there for food quality, and one would say you're not going to Dairy Queen for food quality either. But like,
no, but you're going for speed.
Specific tastes. Well, Dairy Queen you're not going to for speed. It's always one of the slowest.
You're you're going there for ice cream, really. If you're going there for food, you're fucking what?
No, but like I eat at Dairy Queen. I like the taste of Dairy Queen food. I think it's
good.
Yeah. Their burgers are.
I've gone there for.
Other than Wendy's, like, and I have to be craving Wendy's. Like, nobody cooks a burger like Dairy Queen. All the other ones are fried. Dairy Queen uses that fucking broiler thing or whatever that.
It's the Nico grill. Yeah, it's a belt grill. Yeah.
Like, that creates a meat that tastes different than all the other meats. Like, I'm just so sick of fried. Like McDonald's meat is just, I can't stand. Like McDonald's, Burger King, A&W. Like, I'm starting to just get to the point where it's like, it's just greasy nightmare. You know what I mean? It's just exploding with grease.
Well, whereas, I thought we weren't going to find a better title than Great Bridgin'. I thought we weren't going to find a better title than Great Bridgin', but I'm pretty sure that Greasy Nightmare take the case, Ryan.
Have you ever been to Carl's Jr.? We got Carl's Jr.'s in here now.
We don't have them here.
I've never been, and I don't think I'm ever going to go. I hope I don't offend any American listeners, but so like
whatever.
The slogan on the sign says it's okay to get messy. And I'm like, messy burgers are the worst kind of burgers. And then you look at the advertisements, and it's like a burger with guacamole and like onion rings. It's like this giant, huge, globbering mess. Do people really like that shit? Like, why would you want that?
It's okay to get messy, Ryan.
No, it's not. Like, have you ever had a burger that's like, when I went to a McDonald's, I had too much sauce on a burger. Like, that's garbage. When they oversauce it, it's just there's sauce globbing out all over your mouth. Like, why do you want that? That's gross.
I agree, but now I want you to open up a rival burger place, and your rule for making chains is it has to be next to a Carl's Jr. And it always all the signs just say it's not
okay to get messy.
No, you don't even say to get messy. You just say it's not. Like it'll be like Power Burger. It's not. That's your slogan. And whenever you buy TV advertisement, your stipulation is you always go on after the Carl's Jr. commercial.
There, I'm going up here for a sec.
Yeah. So it's just that your advertisements always play after the Carl's Jr. Advertisements. Like you basically just set out your entire business model is fuck Carl's Jr.
I don't know, man. I don't understand the onion rings and sauces and all that other shit.
Well, first of all, onion rings are fucking delicious. Oh, on burgers? No.
On the burger, yeah, that's what it is. It's all the shit. Dude, that's the thing now. Stuffing everything into a bun. That's the thing now.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay.
That's what it's all about.
So I think that we can agree,
Ryan. Guy over here.
When we start making millions off the YouTube money, you're opening a burger franchise.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. It's
I'm not
it's
actually
done.
a big burger guy. I'm more of a sandwich guy. I've always been more of a sandwich guy. Burgers are okay, but sandwiches are better.
Burgers are a sandwich, technically.
I know, but traditional sandwiches are better than burgers. Controversial.
I mean, you can have other sandwiches at your burger place, and you still call it Power Burger. It's fine. You can call it business whatever you want. You could call it buttfuckers if you wanted to, and I mean, I don't think anybody could technically stop you, as long as you spelled it with like a Q.
Trying to not get hit.
Yeah, look at these free souls. I feel like this part would be a lot more difficult if you didn't have the threaded cane and you took like a non-AoE weapon.
Nah, the saw spear does its own stuff.
Okay. So, what we have established in this episode is Ryan Powered's not like Carl's Jr.
Yeah, it's not
also,
good.
Who is Carl Sr.?
I don't know. Good question. Who cares? That's the real answer.
And that's you know how like occasionally businesses change their slogans? Like McDonald's wasn't always I'm loving it. After you stop doing it's not, you change it to who cares? That's your second slogan when you revitalize in 10 years. So yeah, Ryan's opening a burger place. It's confirmed. When we start making our millions. You know who you're never going to find working at that burger place? Ryan Power. You know who he's not going to hire exclusively? 14-year-old girls. If she seems qualified and hardworking, then you'll hire her, but it'll have nothing to do with
because why would I hire anybody? It's 2017. I'd hire like a chef to make the burgers. That's right, the chef burger. Where you get a chef quality burger made by a chef served by a robot for $10 a burger.
Well, that's why you're going to not be able to compete with Carl's Jr. People are going to walk in and buy their like 3 for $2 burgers instead of your one delicious burger for $10.
Dude, when they stuff all the ingredients on it, it's like it's also $10 because you know. Oh, okay, dog.
Package. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Ryan's left us alone once again. And we're almost out of time, god damn it. Classic Ryan with that the super long episodes, but yeah, so we learned some stuff about burgers today. And I was hoping that Ryan would understand that the trying to have a conversation and then the other person interrupts you a lot thing is frustrating, but I don't think he understood the switcheroo on that one, which was a bit unfortunate, but maybe someday. Someday I'll get through to him. That thing is really difficult, but I try to keep the patience of a much more noble man than myself. Sometimes I have the strength. Sometimes it's a little more difficult. I think I did okay today, though. And hey, we did a lot of good things today. Specifically, we killed the cleric beast, although that would have been a different day for you guys, but it was the same day for us. And yeah, it's been an interesting couple days. It sounds like Ryan's back.
Yes, and there was no parcel, so I have to go again.
God damn it! By the way, we have less than 5 minutes on SharePlay left. It came up like the second.
Okay, well we're gonna
have to
call it an episode after we quickly kill these birds.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see the 3-minute one in a second because it was literally as you were walking away.
Okay.
Was Pepper barking at anything particularly interesting, or was
camp ourselves here, and we'll call it an episode.
All right.
No, there was just, I mean, it's a Wednesday, so there's Weight Watchers going on across the street and a bunch of stuff. Because we live in an area where there's a fucking event hall right across the street, so there's always things happening.
I know those feels, my dude. All right.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate's a strong word.
It is a bit of a strong word. That's okay, though.
All right.
Thank you for joining us, everybody.
We'll pick up here, though, don't worry.
Yeah. We'll see. Fast forward to us picking up like halfway across the thing, and like everything's fucked. Ryan's out of blood vials again.